Welcome to Project Metis. Project Metis will focus on the speculative evolution of 3 habitable moons of the gas giant, Metis. The star system we will find these strange moons will be Zeus 135. A G-class star, Zeus has a mass of 1.04 solar masses, a radius of 1.05 solar radii, a luminosity of 1.2 solar luminosity, a surface temperature of 5,600 Kelvin and a lifespan of 10 to 15 billion years. It shall live for around another 10 billion years before expanding and subsequently expelling its outer layers in a planetary nebula and becoming a white dwarf. The gas giant and its collection of moons orbits Zeus within the habitable zone. Named after the first wife of Zeus, Metis is a guardian of 3 unique life-sustaining worlds, Athena, Nike, and Eric, short for Erichthonius. Metis protects against any large collision events with its massive gravity while also holding its moons close enough that the gas giant causes tides and tectonic activity within the planet due to its immense gravity field. This combination of protection, geological activity, and tidal forces have helped to create a sanctuary for life on the moons of Metis. Athena is a planet with a mean radius of 6,051.8 kilometers, 3,760.4 miles, or about 95% of Earth's at the equator, while its mass is 4.87 x 1,024 kilograms, or 81.5% that of Earth. Athena is comparable in size to our Venus, but has an atmosphere closer to that of Earth. The air on Athena is 77% nitrogen, 22.03% oxygen, and 0.93% argon. A brew of trace gases accounts for the other approximately 0.04%, including the greenhouse gases carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide and ozone. These conditions are accompanied by an abundance of liquid water on the moon's surface, with ice forming at the polar regions. The average temperature of the sea surface is about 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, but it ranges from more than 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit, in warm tropical regions to less than 0 degrees Celsius at high latitudes. A majority of the surface is covered in liquid water, with only small island continents in the north and south, leaving most of Athena with vast areas of open ocean and volcanic island chains. These exceptional conditions have allowed for life to evolve and flourish on Athena, beginning deep in its early primordial oceans. Current evidence suggests that life on Athena originated deep under the waves near the geothermal vents at the very bottom of the oceans. The geothermal activity caused by the continuous expansion and contraction of Athena's tectonic plates by the gravity of Metis has led to a significant source of energy to be generated. This energy is most likely what generated the birth and evolution of life. Most likely starting as single-cell extremophiles, life on Athena evolved to use the geothermal energy at the sea's floor for metabolic purposes around 4 to 3.8 billion years ago. 300 million years later we will see the first multicellular organisms living across Athena's vast oceans. Around this time, the tree of life has its first major shift. The life of Athena evolves to become photosynthetic or turning to cellular respiration for further energy. This split will lead to an endless arms race between the major multicellular groups of the ocean moon. We will call the first major group of photosynthetic life Phytozoi. From the Greek word for plant, phyto, and zoi for life, the Phytozoi quickly adapt and diversify, radiating and conquering every layer of the Athenian oceans. We will take a closer look at the Phytozoi later on our journey, and we will instead focus on the most fascinating group during the Eniso radiation, the Sarkazoi. From the Greek word, sarka, for flesh, Sarkazoi are the forerunners to the animals of Athena. These small organisms follow in the steps of their Phytozoi cousins to adapt into every layer as the Athenian seas. Soon the abundance of zooplankton and phytoplankton form more and more complex ecosystems, thus generating new competition and increasing demand for adaptation to new niches no life has yet to fill on this planet. The Sarkazoi split into 6 unique groups during the Eniso radiation, or otherwise known as the Eniso explosion. This short period of the rapid expansion of multicellular life on Athena will lead to many strange creatures evolving through the vast oceans. The Ostaphyto. The Ostaphyto are sponge-like organisms that have bodies full of different pores and channels to allow for water to circulate through them, evolved during this time. From the Greek osto for bone, and the Greek word for plant, this group of Athenian residents filter water, collect bacteria, and process carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus within their habitats. This group will have species ranging from the deep cold polar regions to the warm, shallow, tropical climates. The Malacosoma. The group known as the Malacosoma, or soft body in Greek, are soft bodies creatures of Athena that have sac-like digestive cavities and tentacles containing rows or stinging cells used for defense and capture of food. These gelatinous creatures will dwell all of the seas of Athena by the end of the Eniso radiation. The Leptis. The leptis, stemming from the Greek word for thin or skinny, have bilateral symmetry and are invertebrate organisms. They are coelement, and they are triploblastic. These worm-like creatures will experience a vast evolutionary change over time, and they will manage to adapt as new niches emerge on Athena as time passes. The Cheliphosoma. The Cheliphosoma group have soft bodies which typically have a head and a foot region. Often their bodies are covered by a hard exoskeleton, as in the shells of snails and clams or the plates of chitons. The Greek word cheliphos meaning shell, these creatures will be an iconic group on Athena for their ever-evolving shells. Eventually members of this clade will lose their shells to adapt in alternative ways to their ecosystems. Two more dynasties to rise during the Eniso explosion are the Podosoma and the Dankana. These two groups are more closely related together than the other Athenian creatures of this time and are classified as scleroderma, tough skin. The Podosoma. The Podosoma, or foot body in Greek, are a group classified by jointed leg appendages, which vary widely in number and function. Appendages are used for eating, feeling, sensing, mating, respiring, walking, or defense. The Dankana. These creatures are categorized by their exoskeleton and their unique claw appendages for self-defense. This group is also unique in their ability to camouflage into their environment by using local minerals to harden their exoskeletons. Other groups of organisms will arise from these bizarre scleroderma as the competition between these various children of Athena intensifies as they all fight to survive on their ocean world. Next time, we will push forward with the evolution of the flora of Athena. We will explore various regions of this water world and we will examine the continued development of photosynthetic life in the early to middle Eniso explosion. Until then, never stop exploring, and never cease to wonder what this beautiful universe may hold. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe to check out future entries for Project Metis.